Hey guys, how's it going? Back here with that old Dell system. Just kind of going through, cleaning it up for a friend, updating some stuff on it. And so what I'm actually doing right now is I'm gonna go in and do a real good detailed clean of the whole system. So I'm actually gonna be removing the motherboard out of the chassis, and just kind of cleaning up the case real good. I'm going to go ahead and remove that power supply again, just to go ahead and get it out of the way. And I've actually already gone ahead and started dismantling the system. This right here is actually the fan shroud. You got the little heat sink right here, it's built into it. Just one of those crazy things that Dell designed in there. The heat sink's actually part of this little shroud right here. You can actually see the fan as well that pulls the air from the front over the heat sink and out the back. But I've gone ahead and removed that heat sink and shroud right there. And what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go ahead and, like I said, remove the power supply. And then I'm also going to go through, loosen up these screws that are on the motherboard. They're located randomly out here on this board. I'm going to go ahead and remove all of those. And then once I get all that taken apart, I'll bring you guys back here in the video and kind of give you guys a detail of the motherboard and the different ports on here and what they do, and just kind of a general system overview of a motherboard, and also kind of go over the different types of ports that are on this board as well. I already went ahead and got the power supply taken out. Got the rest of the data cables disconnected. These guys right here are just the SATA connectors that actually go to the CD-ROMs up here. Went ahead and got those guys disconnected off the board. Went ahead also, just had a couple screws right around the outer edge that I had to take off. And just kind of a good thing to do whenever you're working on systems like this. You're not sure where a bunch of screws are. Take a little Ziploc bag, or even just a spare glass, like drinking glass or Tupperware, and just write on there, you know, what the screws are for. Put them in there so you don't lose track of them. Just kind of a good thing to do. Alright, so went ahead and got the screws all taken out. Everything's disconnected, so this board is actually ready to come out right now. I'm going to try and do this one-handed. It's a little hard filming and trying to take a PC apart, but I went ahead and slid that out from the tray back there, and we'll go ahead and lift this up. Try not to bang it around. Again, I am grounded, so. Alright, and that's it right there. I went ahead and get the board out, so we'll go ahead and just do kind of a quick overview of this board. Kind of the ports on the back of it. We've got the audio in and out ports back here for your microphone and speakers. We got a couple USB ports right there, 4 USB ports. It's this isn't a gigabit, this is just a 10100 Ethernet port. This older PC board, but I will be adding a gigabit NIC card to this computer for the customer. You can see here it's just got a VGA out, it's got a serial port and a printer port. It's a real basic older board, but like I said, it'll do for the customer. And we can see here the different PCI slots that it's got. It's actually got 2 regular PCI expansion slots. And then we also have a PCIe. This is where a graphics card would go in. And like I said, I'll also be upgrading that graphics card later on. Just a few other things on here. This port right up here, this is actually the floppy connector that this guy right here is plugged into. And we also have a, well, excuse me, this one right here is actually for the front port devices. This is something that Dell has also designed on this board. This is a front panel connector for all your audio ports that are on the front and USB ports. This is actually the floppy connector. This is where this guy right here would plug into. And like I said earlier, I had to remove the SATA cables. These guys right here that are going to the CD-ROM drives and also going to the hard drives. That's what these guys are right here above the 24 port and a couple below it as well. We also have an IDE connector on the board. It's not being used in this system, but if you had an older hard drive or an older CD-ROM drives, that's where that would go. As we can see here, we also have the south bridge right there. This is a ATI chipset south bridge, and this is the north bridge. It's actually got a heatsink on it, and this right here is the processor, and in this case this is just a Core 2 Duo. It's an older processor, but again, it's gonna be just fine for the owner that's using it. And also we can see here it's got some nice solid cap capacitors on there. A couple of the older style capacitors as well. And the system's actually using DDR2 PC 5300, and I'll be upgrading it. These are 1 gig RAM modules, and I'll be upgrading it to its max of 4 gigs. So that's just an overview of that, and I'm going to go ahead and get the rest of this guy all cleaned up, and when I come back I'll also be showing you guys how to upgrade these RAM modules in the next video. So I'm going to go ahead and, like I said, get this guy cleaned up, put it back together. Alrighty, so I went ahead and got the system back together. Pretty much got it all hooked back up the way it was. Obviously I gotta do some cable management later, but for now the system is pretty much back together. All I've got to do is reapply the thermal paste on the CPU right there, and also reattach the heatsink, which I've actually taken and cleaned the base of the heatsink there as well. Basically all you got to do though for the thermal compound, just want to go pick up some of this stuff right here. Let's see if it'll focus there. Doesn't want to seem to focus, but anyway, this is just some regular old thermal compound. You can pick it up pretty much anywhere. Just put a small dab about the size of a pea or a small pea. It's right there, dead center of the CPU. Just a little blob like that. And once you put the heatsink back on there, it'll actually spread it over the CPU. And what that does is basically just puts a layer of protection. You can kind of think of it as like sunscreen. You don't want too much on, but you want enough on there to keep you from burning. So that's what that'll do, is it'll kind of act as a heat transfer barrier between the top of the CPU and the heatsink right here. So I'm going to go ahead and get that on, and I'll be right back. Alrighty guys, went ahead and got the heatsink back on, got all the cables in place, and everything is back to normal. So that pretty much does it for this video. And the next video I will be showing you guys how to replace the RAM modules, and kind of a way to figure out what kind of RAM you have and how to upgrade that. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope it helped you out in some way, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.